final, which will be on the vault, and warm-ups are underway. There is our start list for our women's vault competition. Like over on the male side, there have been some rule changes in our women's competition for this new cycle, less so than on the men's side, but a big one on the vault is if a gymnast does one forward salto and one backward salto, then they will receive a 0.2 bonus. So in vault finals, they are required to do 2 vaults with 2 different entries, so that's how they get onto the table. But if one vault ends in a forward somersault and one ends in a backward somersault, they receive a 0.2 bonus, which is a very large bonus in gymnastics terms. So we'll expect to see that from quite a few of these gymnasts here in this vault final today. You see the coaches there switching the springboards. Some of the springboards have more springs in and are harder, and some are softer, so that is down to the preference of the gymnast. You'll also see the coach there putting a hand mat in, suggesting the gymnast is doing a round-off entry onto the springboard. And we see that blue U-shaped surround go around the springboard for those round-off entry vaults, which has been taken away. So this gymnast is warming up a different entry. Part of the reason for the Women's Artistic Gymnastics Technical Committee not making too many changes to the code of points is because they want to increase the longevity of gymnasts' careers, and they've got a goal of seeing gymnasts competing into their 30s or 40s. And we are seeing some older gymnasts compete here in this final, which is really exciting. It's a historically young sport, so to see gymnasts into their 30s at this level representing their countries is really exciting. Here is the start list for our women's vault final here at the World Challenge Cup in Slovenia. Lots of flags in the audience. It looks like a really great atmosphere. The first gymnast represents Hungary, and it's Kira Bolash. her first vault, a full twisting Yuchenko. A good landing. So the Yuchenko entry for those new to gymnastics is the round off onto the springboard. And then the back flip onto the vault. And she's shown a full twist in the air in the straight position. Slightly piked hips. Judges looking for a really straight body position in the air. So that will be a small deduction. And slightly loose form. Tiny knee bend. But a really secure landing. And it's a score of 12.866 for Kira's first vault. And it's a Sukahara in the pike position for her second vault. Relatively simple vault, but cleanly performed. A good landing. Kira qualified in 8th position with 12.466. Judges will score both vaults individually, but the total score will be an average of the two. Half on, and the pike position in the air. A slight hop back on the landing. Lands on that middle line, so very square. She was third on vault at the Hungarian Championships. Just 18 years old. Really exciting to see her in a World Cup final, and it's 12.449. She has set the bar now for the rest of her competitors. And next up from South Africa, it's Bayul Nleko. It's the handspring entry into the tuck front. She gives herself a few words there, psyching herself up for her second vault. And here's that first one again, handspring into the front somersault. Just a small hop on landing. Really good height in the air. Handspring tuck front is out with 3.6 difficulty. So a simple vault, but effective if you can land it cleanly, as she has done. And it's 12.3. You'll see her execution score there, 8.7. That is out of 10, so a good execution score. And she performs a Yuchenko full twist for her second vault. So she did have one front salto and one backward salto. So she will receive that 0.2 bonus. goes again, round off onto the springboard, back flip on, loses a little bit of leg form, hops onto that line, but overall, well performed. You see the flag go up as she did hop over that left-hand side line. But she's happy with it. These World Challenge Cups are great ways to get exposure and experience for these young gymnasts. Practicing in these apparatus finals, where the pressure's on, you're the only gymnast performing at that time, all eyes are on you. And it's 12.55. She scored 12.583 in qualification, so similar score, showing consistency. Next to compete from the Czech Republic, Patrici Makováková. Just a bit high onto the vault there. Doesn't manage to save that landing. You can see the disappointment. Such a shame. If you hit that vault table wrong, it's really difficult to recover in the second half. Round off onto the springboard, and it's a half turn onto the vault, and you can see she doesn't quite have enough pressure on her hands as she would have liked to get the height and the rotation that she needed for that second half and that pike front somersault. It wasn't far off, so I can feel her frustration. It's always difficult when you have had that mistake on your first vault, and it's most likely taken you out of those medal contention spots to then still have to perform your second vault. But 11.766 on that first vault. Let's see what she can do. And you never know what the rest of your competitors are going to do, so you still have to bring your A game to that second vault. Really nicely performed, straight Sugahara there. She was in a nice open, almost arch shape in the air. There was no doubt about that straight position. If you have slightly piked hips, the judges could downgrade it to a pike, but that one was definitely straight. Half on onto the table and stays in that lovely arched straight position throughout. And just a hop on landing. All the young Slovenian fans in the audience have got their cameras out, because next up is their very own It's great to see all these fans supporting their gymnasts, and it's 12.099 for Patrici, putting her into third for now. And next up is Tiasha Kiselev. loud cheer from her home crowd. A 1.5 to Sinyuchenko there, the hardest vault we've seen so far. Very well performed. Good control on the landing. Tiasha is 32 years old, so an experienced gymnast, proving that you can do this sport into your 30s. There it is, that 1.5 and just the smallest movement on landings. She looks pleased with it, as she should be. Same entry as we've seen, the Yuchenko. A very common entry in women's artistic gymnastics. Gets a good block off the top. She's had some good results so far this year in World Cup competitions. Second on vault in Doha earlier this year and third on vault in Baku also earlier this year. She qualified in 7th with 12.466. But it's a 13.233, a really good score for her first vault. The handspring tuck front with the full twist. She went for a difficult vault there and didn't manage to secure the landing. We'll see whether the difficulty still gives her a good score, but a fall is a hallmark across the board on every apparatus, so that will be quite costly. That handspring entry, she really went for it. Slightly straight knees on the landing. Hopefully didn't cause her any pain or injury. Good technique, just not quite enough rotation. You see one of the judges noticed those straight knees and it was a bit of an ouch moment, but she did get up and walk away, which is the main thing. You can see that vault is just almost ready for competition. She'll get it next time, I'm sure. And she's grateful for the support here in Koper. .316 average. It was 11.4 on that second vault. Puts her into third at the moment. But we are at that halfway point, which means we have 4 more gymnasts to go who are just warming up. Here are the current standings in our women's vault competition. In first place, Bayul Naleko from South Africa with 12.55. Kira Balash in second with 12.449. And Tiasha Kiselev in third with 12.316. really good atmosphere here in Koper, Slovenia, at the Arena Bonifica. We have got our top 3 qualifiers going in this second half, so it's going to be an interesting second half of competition to see if those results will be changed. It's always a difficult watch when you're in the medal positions and you've got more competitors to go. There's a really good mix in this vault final of experienced gymnasts versus those gymnasts who are new on the scene and just starting to gain experience. A really supportive crowd here as well, clapping for these gymnasts as they warm up. And we are ready to go in the second half. There's our start list. Kicking things off will be our second South African gymnast of this final, Garcelle Napier, followed by Tijana Corrent, Teja Belak and Abigail Roper. Garcelle qualified in 3rd place with 12.833. This is her first ever World Cup final, so already an achievement to be here. Let's see what she can do. It's the full twisting Yuchenko, but does fall and will have to take that marks deduction. As I mentioned, this is her first time in a World Cup final, so even though she'll be disappointed, it is an achievement of its own to be competing, representing her country here in an apparatus final. We call that the block on the top of the vault, that push off that the gymnasts are aiming to get. If you hit that angle wrong, it is extremely difficult to get the height and rotation that you need. She kept a straight position, which was good. Perhaps if she piked her hips down, she might have been able to save the landing and take a smaller deduction than a whole mark for a fall. But unfortunately this time it will be a whole mark. So she needs to refocus now, ready for her second vault. Some words of wisdom from her coach. It's 11.7 there, and you'll see that execution is down. It's a 7.5. It looks like she's decided not to perform her second vault. Just presenting will get her a 0, so obviously a low average, but perhaps saves her body, and maybe she's got some injuries or took that short landing and possibly hurt her ankles. So we will move to our next competitor, who was our second highest qualifier. She also earned herself a bronze medal last week at the Varna Challenge Cup. She was second on vault last year in Koper. Can she medal again? It's Tijana Korent of Croatia. Handspring pike front half. Really nicely done. Here's a closer look. Forward entry, handspring, onto the vault, into that pike position. Opens out nicely for the half twist. And a small hop back to control the landing. That should be a good score. Can't see too much wrong with that. "36 years old, so another gymnast, proving that you can do this sport well into your 30s and continue to make World Cup finals. Not only that, as I mentioned, she's medalled already this year in Varna, and it's 12.833 for her first vault. Full twist to Yuchenko. We've seen that vault quite a few times already today. That was probably one of the highest ones in the air. She looks very happy with those two vaults. Good form. And just the smallest of movements on the landing. Slight leg separation as her hands hit the table. So judges will take off for that. But overall, a really good vault. 2 vaults to be very proud of. Hugs her coach there. That gymnast that relationship between coach and gymnast, so important. 13.199 puts her into the top spot. And with just 2 performers to go, Tijana is guaranteed a medal. What colour it will be is down to our next 2 gymnasts. And next up is Slovenia's very own Teja Belak. Starting at the very end of the vault run there, making the most of the 25-metre run-up. A difficult vault there. In front with the full twist. Made it look pretty effortless, if you ask me. She was our top qualifier with 13.633. So she'll certainly be looking to hold on to that position, and it's a good start. Handspring with the full twist. I'd say there was a bit of a pike in the hips, whether she was going for the pike or the straight. Hard to tell, but I would say judges may give it a pike. But either way, it's a difficult vault. Performed very well, so should score well. She's had some great results this year so far. Was first on vault at the Koper World Cup. as well as the Doha World Cup, and she was second on vault in Baku. Definitely known for her vault. Her most memorable achievement is winning gold at the 2019 European Games in Minsk on the vault. .033, penalty there for stepping out the line. But overall, a good score. Really nicely done there. 1.5 twist Yuchenko, really good height. Just a small step on landing, but immaculate in the air. Taya proving once more, as a few gymnasts have so far in this vault final, that you can do gymnastics into your 30s. She's 31 years old and a mother of 2. So not only is she in her 30s, she's had 2 pregnancies that she's come back from, and she can still vault like that. Incredible. The round off backflip entry, 1.5 twist, really lovely form in the air. A small step on landing. Very well done. Let's see if it's enough to put her back into the top spot. Coach liked it, as she did qualify, as I mentioned, in first place. So is it enough? And there it is, 13.516. She goes into that gold medal position with just 1 gymnast to go. Our final gymnast in this vault final represents Great Britain. It's Abigail Roper. Nicely controlled full twist Yuchenko and a cheer from coach. Abigail was 3rd on vault at this year's British Championships back in March, and she qualified 4th into this vault final, so can she break into the medals? That Yuchenko entry that we have seen from most of our gymnasts here today. Glues those legs together throughout. Nice body position in the air. Nice and square, close to that middle line. She is in fact a twin sister. Her sister Emily also represents Great Britain, isn't here in Koper, but a really talented sister act. And it's 13.066 for Abigail's first vault. Handspring tuck front for her second vault. Simple vault with a start value of 3.6, but well executed. Let's see where it puts her. Quite a large hop on the landing. Judges possibly taking about 0.3 off for that. but no other notable deductions. She was also third on vault at the 2024 Welsh Championships and the 2023 Northern European Championships. So really gaining experience in vault finals. And it's enough to get her into the medals. 12.916 for Abigail Roper puts her into the bronze medal position. And there we have it, our women's vault final results. In third place from Great Britain, Abigail Roper. In second place from Croatia, Tijana Korent. And in first place from Slovenia, Teja Belak.
V dvorani bonifika je vse pripravljeno za podelitev medalj priznanj najboljšim dekletom na preskoku.
It's time to welcome our gymnasts. The Women's Artistic Gymnastics Vault Medal Ceremony here in Koper, Slovenia.
Svečana podelitev medalj priznanj najboljšim dekletom na preskoku. Award ceremony Women's Vault. Medalje priznanja bo podelil predsednik Gimnastične zveze Slovenije in glavni izvršni direktor družbe PTC, gospod Damjan Kralj. The medals will be awarded by the President of Slovenian Gymnastic Federation, Mr. Damjan Kralj. Tretje mesto, third place, Abigail Roper, Velika Britannia.
In third place, representing Great Britain, Abigail Roper.
Drugo mesto, second place, Tijana Korent, Hrvaška.
In second place, from Croatia, Tijana Korent.
Prvo mesto, first place, Teja Belak, Slovenia.
And in first place, representing Slovenia, Teja Belak. She adds to her collection.
V čast zmagovalke bomo slišali himno Republike Slovenije. In honor of the winner, the national anthem of Slovenia.
A bit emotional there. Clearly means a lot to her to win the gold on home soil in front of her home crowd. There are our women's vault results. In third place, Great Britain's Abigail Roper. In second place, from Croatia, Tijana Korent. And in first place, Slovenia's Teja Velak.